What's a good way of starting to introduce a small child to the Dhamma?
Just talk about reality, that what is the truth, for example, what is there now, and she might say something. The first question is not the explanation about the truth yet, because you cannot understand for sure, but you can say, is it real? Is real? What is real is real. But we don't talk about the truth of that, as she cannot understand yet. But she can understand Dhamma. Is this Dhamma? It's real. It's real. Is taste? What is it? Sweet? Or what is it real? Is it sweet? She said yes, and that is Dhamma or real. But even you don't use the word Dhamma, or you use the word in her language, she can understand that we are talking about that which is there, but not deep as it is yet. But she begin to understand that what is there is real, in the sense of everyone who can understand in the beginning, because we're talking about reality. But even the word reality is very hard to understand, because what is it which is real, but what nature is there? Before she can think about hardness or something like that, it's quite different from what has been accumulated to take it for something all the time. But that is the beginning to understand. Is this you can use just one word Dhamma and translate it into her language, and then she answer, and then you understand whether she knows about it or not. Little by little, when she is sorry or something like that, is it real? She said yes, so she understands that it's real. Even the feeling is real. Pain, is it real? Yes, it's real. And you can use her language, Dhamma, for Dhamma, 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 Dhamma. She learned to understand the word Dhamma. Where even it's not clear, very vague in the beginning, but begins to understand what is real is Dhamma. And we go on little by little. But don't teach her at all, because she cannot get it. But something for her to think about, just one word, Dhamma, in her own language.
So Dhamma is reality. That's what you're
Whatever
saying.
there around her.
Right.
See?
Right.
Like hardness, the hardness is hard. So hardness is there. It's Dhamma. What is there? A reality is Dhamma. But you don't know the reality or any word more at all. Just know to understand what is there is Dhamma. To understand the word Dhamma, even very little in the beginning.
Yes, yes.
But you don't expect anyone to teach any children, any child at all, because it's not yet be understood as it so real. As hardness is only hardness and softness is only softness. But they are different? Are they different? See, you can ask, hardness so hard and soft different. Are they real? Yes. Can you change hardness to be softness and so on? Little by little, not try very hard to let her have understanding. But from now and then, just ask about whether this is different from that and so on. But you understand your needs better than the other, and don't try to have her understanding right then at all.
Yes, she is only 5, and all she wanted to do was look at the screen through a magnifying glass. But I did afterwards ask those questions of both of my granddaughters. She's 5, the other one is 8, and it was quite interesting even on my part. It's like my own insecurities. So, but back to those very, very basic. This is hardness. This is visible object. I think that they're good starters for anybody, children
But
or
even so, I think that she doesn't get much about it. Only just sometimes hear this word and that word and the difference between different words. But are they real? Is they real? At this moment, when there is seeing, does she think about it or not? But I think that it's too difficult for anyone in the beginning, not only children, but the children can understand very few, not as much as adults. That's why don't force and don't try, but show her the truth little by little, just then. And don't rush to have her have more and more. It's impossible. The best wishes for her is to let her hear some word and think about something when it's there. No expectation for more understanding or anything because it's not time yet.
thank you, Achan. Most helpful.
Usually we think about the others, but about one's own understanding. See, it's the same like we know the others, like she's and he is such and so on. But what about that moment of thinking about anyone? Seen, not understood, because it's I who knows that person, but actually no one at all. That is to be remembered at moment of hearing the word to understand the truth. Actually, it's just that. That's why the first word that should be understood from the very beginning to the end is anatta, or dhammas, all, all are dhammas. The, it's, they are true as they are, no one at all.
And then we have to ask, because a moment ago you said all dhammas are anatta. So then we must ask, what is the all? Um, so
Now, is that
yes, yeah, that is probably not something that I would say to a beginner. Or all dhammas are anatta, because they
if
would
you
have
don't
no.
know, it's something all the time. See,
Yes, yes,
but when we point out just one, only one at a time, what is the reality of that? As light, dark, different colors, it they can be seen, but at moment of thinking, are they at that moment as well? No, not at all. Only thinking about that which has seen. But each visible object does not appear because it is not the moment of seeing. Little by little, no one, no one. And if there is firm understanding, more confidence, the moment of just begin to think about it will be there by conditions, no selection, no choice for this or that to be object. See, each moment is like that. And that's the meaning of anatta. They are dharma. No one can make it arise, cannot control for this or that, not to go away. The truth is now, every moment, but it's covered up by ignorance. Just thinking about shape and form, nimitta, all the time. That's why one lives in the fantasy world, the world of nimitta. all around, nimitta, of that which arises and falls away very rapidly all the time. Nothing is permanent, even just for a moment. That's the meaning of all sankharas, anicca. And beginning to understand what is meant by dukkha, it's not just pain or unpleasant feeling. What is there as something is gone, never to return. So why is that which one is so attached to? To nothing, unknown. That actually nothing is there now, it's gone from moment to moment, very, very rapidly. Just begin to understand the truth little by little. And that is the way to have less and less attachment with ignorance. Because of ignorance, that no more is gone, that is still clinging to the nimitta. As now, just now. And this will lead to understanding directly of each one by conditions, while each one does not appear as it is. Only when Panya is there, it's beginning to see the difference between what is there now. Seeing is not hearing, is not thinking. What is seen is not sound, and so on. So very true in life. The truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta. Before coming to discuss together, is there anyone think about Dhamma, or the food, or the place, or whatever is there? No understanding of the absolute truth of it, which is not there anymore. Only the nimitta is there all the time. That's why right understanding develops from moment to moment by conditions.
And on
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Should I go ahead? Yeah.
You go ahead.
My
was just going to make a comment back to Azita, but you go ahead with your.
Yeah, my question is also for Asita. I was wondering, Asita said that she would not say to a beginner that all dhammas are anatta. So I wanted to ask Asita, what is it that she would say to a beginner?
What is
Hello.
it now? See, just a question for them to think, to consider whether how much there is the understanding. Just the word, what is there now? See, this is the beginning to think, consider.
What is real now also? What is real now?
It depends, but if she does know the distinction between what is real and what is not real yet, for her to think that she knows what is all around. So the question is, what is there now? And it can be the question of this moment as well. What is there now?
All right. Yeah.
See, only now, see, we don't talk about other thing which does not appear, but that which is now appearing, what is there? It's the word to think about very carefully, but it's not possible for anyone who has no understanding of the teachings of the Buddha at all to answer correctly.